Grand Rising. Out here with my element of wind. I wanted to make a quick little video because the powers that be said that they gave a little caution that I might be spreading inaccurate information. Brother Moriel shared that with me, and I wanted to share that with you. Let's check this out. So some of you guys might see this may contain inaccurate information. So I just wanted to share a little bit with you, just so you don't think that what I'm sharing is actually my opinion, but it's actually what's been written in many historical books that are very difficult to find, and the scriptures as well. The Holy Spirit is going to bring all things back into our memory, and not everyone's memory, but a certain people who've lost all of their memory. So let me just show you some facts that prove what I was sharing in the previous video. Here is Queen Mu and the Egyptian Sphinx from 1896, and this book is very difficult to get your hands on. Now, it was talked about how, today, when the Aborigines are said to be free citizens of the Republic of Mexico, this is 1896, entitled to all the rights and privileges that the Constitution is supposed to confer on all men born within the boundaries of the country they yet seek. So a group of people did not get the rights and privileges that they were promised when the Constitution was written. And which group of people was that? Well, that was the people that just barely got recognized. It was written in the Constitution in 2019, but the president in 2025 is actually the one that's actually enforcing these laws. And which group of people are the ones that were not being acknowledged? Let's see. You can just listen right now.
Tribes within Mexico. The second part of that edict that was signed into the Mexican Constitution recognizes, and hear me out here, Afro-Indigenous. So, and that basically states that written into the Mexican Constitution on to state indigenous different and teach them and show them how the second part of that edict that was signed into the Mexican Constitution recognizes, and hear me out here, Afro-Indigenous. So, and that basically states that written into the Mexican Constitution, it is now law that the Afro-Indigenous are recognized as full citizens of Mexico and are afforded their indigenous status. And then she went on to state that Mexico recognizes that Afro-Indigenous people were on this continent hundreds of years before the Spaniards stepped 1 foot on the soil.
So, again, right there, so there's a group of people, again, today when the Aborigines are said to be free citizens of the Republic of Mexico, entitled to all the rights and privileges that the Constitution is supposed to confer on all men born within the boundaries of the country they yet seek, and with good cause. The seclusion of the recesses, they've been doing their things on their own. So this is letting you know that there was a group of people, not until 2025 have they been recognized, and those were the black people that were already here. So I'm not sure exactly what you're saying might be false information. I think maybe you should be saying this is false information right here. Saying that people that look like this were the original Aztecs and the original Mayans, because the president of Mexico just told you that these people right here were not the original people that were here. But maybe you should actually go back, and anybody who keeps saying that these people are the Aztecs and the Mayans and all the original people, maybe you should be slapping them with a caution, might not be accurate information. Hold on. Same book. Oh, I don't know. Maybe these guys too. Right here, Indian children from Peru. Yeah, because, if you're saying in Mexico, there were all black people, a bunch of black people that were there, not the Mexicans that you see today, then this would also mean that this is inaccurate. So maybe you want to slap this with an accurate sign as well. I don't know, maybe this guy too. Again, a guy from the Peruvian Andes, because the Mexican president just said that the original people, when Columbus got here, were black people. And I don't care what you're trying to say, they came from Africa, they were Afro-Indigenous, whatever. That's not true either. They were already here. You're not in any position to say who was here and who was not here when the Most High did not allow you to come over here until 1492. You don't get to burn all the records, burn all of the information, and then act as if somehow you are the one who has all the information and you're the authority. That's not how this works. Just like you hijacked our Bible, nowhere does it say that you guys are the authority on that as well. But you guys seem to think that you are, but you're not. But there's more. Here you go. Here's another. You might want to run by these ones as well. When I keep saying these are the people, the lost lords of Palenque, right here, and you got this guy's picture right here. Because again, I mean, unless you're trying to say that the Mexican president, that she's wrong, because she's now enforcing something that was written in 2019, that the Afro people, or the Afro-Indigenous, the black people, are actually the ones that were here way before the Spaniards. But then they're showing all these people that look like this. Maybe you want to, go all over, your guys' platforms and start slapping this caution might not be true on all these different people, because they're going against what the president of Mexico is saying. It's not what I'm saying. This is what the Mexican president is saying and actually telling you now, that they have been lying to you this whole time, and they put it in their constitution in 2019, and now they are actually enforcing it in 2025. Because this here is a sculpture of what the real Aztecs look like. Men with afros and big old beards. This is actually sculptures that are over there in Chichen Itza that they don't really want you to let you see. But this is what they really look like. And this is confirming what the president just told you, that there were men here that were black men, froze, beards, things like that, things that the Hebrews wore and how they conducted themselves. And again, right here, bearded man, right, from Peru, figure right there. You can take a look at the pictures right here. They show you up there at the top how they were showing themselves. White beards, black skin. That's how they were showing you. They were showing themselves. Bearded man in Peru, bearded man in Peru, bearded man in different periods, and how they looked back then. Okay. So I'm not just making things up. Okay. This is what's been told to us. It was going to be happening here at the end. Baruch 4:27. Be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto the Most High. For ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. For as it was your mind to go astray from the Most High, so being returned, seek him 10 times more. For he that hath brought these plagues upon you, and then also the plagues of us forgetfulness and not knowing who we were, and all of Psalms 83 going against us, right? Okay, upon you shall bring you everlasting joy, again with your salvation. Take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for he that gave thee that name will comfort thee. Miserable are they that have afflicted thee, and rejoice at thy fall. Miserable are the cities which thy children served. Miserable is she that received thy sons. For she rejoiced at thy ruin, and was glad of thy fall. So shall she be grieved for her own desolation. And this is the switch that you are seeing. For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning. For fire shall come upon her from the everlasting, long to endure. So this is prophecy being fulfilled. I am not making up things myself. I'm not just saying that this is information, that I'm just making up. The president said of Mexico that black people were here before the Europeans. They were the ones that went and wrote all these books and put other people in all these different pictures to make it seem as if they were the original people. But that is not the case anymore. So please show me before Columbus what the people look like before you say that I'm bringing information that is wrong. And all you got to look at is it was said that these people, the true original people, were not going to be acknowledged. They were not being acknowledged in 1896. There has not been any changes until 2019 when they wrote that into their constitution. So whichever people they wrote in their constitution, okay, we're now going to start to, acknowledge these people. And in 2025, the president now begins to actually speak on this. That shows you who the original people are, because they have been downcast and downtrodden, and everyone has been looking at her, and no one says restore. And now the Most High is restoring us now. Much love, family. Shalom.